Should we start?
Yes. I'm doing attendance.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Now let's find the board. Okay. Welcome all to the Foundational Infrastructure Working Group meeting. Carsten, do you have anything you wanted to discuss before we dive into Bosch related things?
I didn't come here with anything in particular to discuss. I guess of relevance is there's been some syslog issues asking about integrating FluentBit to cover some of the deficiencies of Blackbox. Yeah. I think while there's definitely some merit there, given that we're trying to push OTel on the ARP logging and metrics side, I'm wondering if there's a way to bring those two proposals together and use and kind of it's been hard to figure out in my head. So this is just a vague notion, but perhaps we could use the OTel collector for the purpose proposed of FluentBit to forward stuff to syslog as well.
Yeah, so it's basically this proposal and this RFC, right?
Right. I guess the theoretically the black box part of syslog is meant to copy any Bosch created logs at var vcap syslog and forward them to the running syslog instance. Conceivably, we could just remove that from the syslog release and move it to under the purview of the ARP working group with the OTel collector, for instance, in the future. The downside would be that, the syslog release could be placed more widely than some of the CFD specific ARD stuff.
Yeah, like syslog in theory is not CF specific at all, right? That could also be used by, I don't know, Kubo or something.
Yeah, exactly. It feels kind of weird to have two things doing the exact same thing on a box, which is what would happen with syslog release deployed alongside the proposed OTel collector. Anyway, we don't need to solve this now, but this is a thing.
But Carsten Schnitter is experienced in that open telemetry collector. Maybe if we comment, he can add some ideas for his experience.
Definitely, yeah. I think someone involved in this reached out to me with a in the FluentBit one. Someone involved, I don't know if it was Carsten or someone else, reached out and DM'd me, and I've been talking with them about the OTel collector. I should move that to the public issue at some point.
Okay.
Beyan, do you think Carsten should join this discussion as well? The RFC discussion? Is that what you're referring to? Because he's not currently in there.
Maybe. Carsten, is experienced in application works on our side.
So maybe
if I drop a comment in the issue, I can tag Karsten and Max and point them at the RFC.
Yeah.
And then they can choose whether to go there.
Yes,
That makes
yes,
sense. Yeah, it will be good to redirect this conversation into the RFC.
I try to reach everyone inside SAP who can get feedback regarding the RFC, as I had promoted it. So that's why we have some comments. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm not sure about Karsten because he's in a different department. Yeah, definitely makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Anything else from the syslog side?
I don't think so. If y'all can't think of anything either, then I might just drop.
Okay.
All right.
That's fine.
Take it
Then
easy.
we're gonna, yeah, thanks. Yeah, we have this PR to auto bump the Azure Storage CLI. It has 2 approvals, so it can be merged. My question is, do we need to do some coordination? Like, does it make sense to have this auto bump already when it's not being consumed yet? Because this will make it end up in the release, right?
Yeah, but I mean, we are currently implementing to consume it, right? And therefore, it's harder to consume it if it's not really not there already, right? And we played it through, I guess, with some local builds. Felix, you're more in the details here, right? But now we want to get it in, and therefore, first step is to bump it, right? And then to consume it.
It's just there's more PRs that gonna be needed to be merged, right? And this one is ready to be merged, but maybe it makes sense to merge them all at the same time, so that we end up with one release with the director where this stuff is all in, and that we are not like having an intermediate director release where there is a CLI, but it's not functional yet because there are some bits missing. I mean, the CLI is functional, but it's not being used because there's no code in the director to use it.
Yeah. Felix, is that an option for you? I guess he's here, isn't he?
Sorry, I was muted.
Yes.
I was talking.
Ah.
Yeah, I was muted. Yeah, I'm just working on the integration into the Bosch director. So yeah, we can definitely wait till this PR is also ready and then merge it at once. I don't see any disadvantage.
On what is it? Remaining director or
Yeah, but does that mean that we want to implement the whole director integration in that change here? Or
no, not in this PR. No,
okay.
You can make a separate PR. This is
exactly.
just like waiting. We're keeping
okay.
this, and then we're gonna like at one point when they are all reviewed and all the reviews are in, we're gonna merge them all together.
Yeah.
Yep. There should already be a PR, but I think it's not ready yet. So yeah.
Oh, maybe is it in draft? Because then I can point to it, or like which one is it?
I'll have to search for it.
Because I don't. It should be on Bosch, right?
Yes. I don't know. Maybe I've not created a PR yet. I think we started on.
Yeah, then we said
yeah,
it.
Yeah, probably have not created. But I will link it there.
Yeah, just link it once you make it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And the agent integration will come later. Or...
There were also PRs for that, right? Look at.
Okay.
If not yet available, then they will come later. Yes.
Yes.
We do have both in our sprint.
This is the here we have the stem cell one. Oh yeah, we have no agent yet. That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, here were some changes requested. And we would need to. It doesn't make sense to bump this into the stem cell without the agent, right? We need an agent version first that has the support for it. Then that version will be auto bumped in the stem cell, and we want to at the same time have this one available, but there's a bit of coordination again.
Yeah.
We don't have to coordinate that one with the director,
Mhm.
but we need to coordinate this one with the agents.
Yeah. This is implemented by our Sophian colleagues. Maybe we have to get in contact with them. Yeah.
Yeah, it will be an interesting web of changes that we need to. But I mean, like, let's we just make some notes and then we will
That's okay.
we have it all come in and then figure it out. This is fine.
Should we use some labels? Do we have worked label? Comments can get lost in between.
Yes, yes, you are right. And label, but I like labels are repo specific. So problem still to do. And
feature, okay. Yeah, there is not an appropriate label.
I mean, the alternative is converting it to draft, but that doesn't make sense because I believe that we can. This is ready for review, right? So we want to review it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, what we could do if we don't like once it has been reviewed, we have all the approvals. We convert it to draft while we wait. That could be a thing, but I mean, we don't have so many things in flight, so I think it's doable, right? We all know what we're doing here, so should be fine.
Yeah.
This is pretty independent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Actually not, but so it's at least in the Azure Storage CLI repository, right? But that CLI has to support a version flag.
Yeah, to be able to be auto bumped and stuff or something. Is it like?
But since this is not used, we can just merge it, right? I mean, the CLI itself is not used nowhere. It's not
it's not used.
Exactly.
This is basically the start of the tree. So this one has no blockers itself.
Exactly.
It may be blocking something else, but that's fine. But this is a request for changes, right? Oh no, this is.
But we did so. So
that
Felix
was done
implemented tests today. Yeah.
Okay, so that's done then. So we are now just waiting for other people to add some reviews. I assigned random people or GitHub.
There was also just one remark from Max. I remember this morning that he mentioned maybe we first bump like the pipeline and then do this, so we can create a new release for the Azure Storage CLI and then like test all the pipelines. It was just one remark he had this morning, if I remember correctly, Matthias.
But it already has the pipeline. But this pipeline.
He just mentioned.
There are no changes to this pipeline, right?
Yeah, no. For the other PRs, auto bump the other Azure Storage CLI, so we could test that like with a new release or something.
So that they will be flowing in. But I mean, like as soon as we merge it, it will just pick the latest, right? So
yeah. Yeah, true. Yeah, it was just one remark he had. I remember,
no.
but yeah, I think it's also fine like this.
There's no dependency. Yeah.
I'm happy to make it even more complicated, but I don't think we have to. Yeah, this is just waiting for reviews. And these two should be moved to a different working group. Bayan, did you get around to? You were going to create a PR for that, right?
Correct. Sorry, I forgot that one.
Yeah, no problem. It's also
Good that we have the
people are
meeting.
busy. Yes. And they stay here as a reminder.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if there's issues. Cannot install the binary. Yes, not supposed to. Interesting. How did this commit get in?
We need
But-
branch protection.
We need branch protection.
I was going to ask at the end whether we want to invest in that.
Yeah, I think it is about time. Yes. But I mean, it seems solved. So we can close the issue. But it does highlight the branch protection need.
I can start the process. It's okay.
Yeah, I think we should just like probably bite the bullet and then make some exceptions for things that are really painful, but then at least we know which things are painful.
Yeah. Okay, I can look into that.
Yeah, like one issue that is gonna take some time is that we will have to switch to bot accounts instead of using deployment keys. So probably we want to make an exception for all the things where we currently have a deployment key. At least initially, right? Because then we can start picking them up one by one, but otherwise those repos will be broken.
Yeah. Okay, this needs to be coordinated with Joseph.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, but like for the initial PR, it would be good to probably possible through the API to figure out like for the list of foundational infrastructure working group repos, which ones are using a deployment key, and then put those in the exception list. And then we can work with the repo, I don't know, owners or whatever.
We have to reach out to other sub areas also. Not only ours.
I don't know. Like we first need to figure out which repos it. Like I don't know how many actually use the deployment key. I just know it's at least a decent amount, probably between 5 or 10 in the Bosch area that I know of.
No, but when you enable branch protection, it's for all the repos in the working group. So you need to coordinate also with the other sub areas we have.
Yes. So, but like looking for deployment keys would be like if we can do that in an automated fashion, or I don't know, do a one pass through the whole list, then we at least know which ones are affected. Maybe maybe the other areas aren't using deployment keys.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah. Yeah, we discussed this last time. This is in discussion. Can I move that? No. How does that work? Feels like my computer is not liking the heat wave here in Spain. No, this inbox should be discussion. Yeah. I have no further things I can think of we can do here. I mean, this to me feels like open for contribution. I mean, like, it is a really, how do you say, unique configuration, I guess, because like none of the VMware customers are using this setup. They are all using the plugin from VMware to do this with NSX. So I'm just gonna set this to open for contribution for now. We can close it in a bit.
Oh, you can decide that it's a not supported option. Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, like I will give it a bit of time. It could be that this person is on VMware like a support contract or something. So I will give it a bit of time to see if this comes through a support case on the VMware side, and then I don't know. But otherwise, we close it in a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's on my list.
Okay. I think that's everything with recent updates. So, is there anything else people want to discuss? Maybe it makes sense to discuss the RFC for a bit. No, wait, it's in pull requests. It's the
this one. Yeah, you've been covering.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yes. So there was a bit of a bombshell here. So there is some implementation for PCAP to do packet capture in a distributed manner. And then we had a bit of a discussion during during CFD on how to, like, I think this started as a request for, like, could we add a, I don't know, a plugin, something to the Bosch CLI so that people could add additional functionality to the Bosch CLI, and then we started talking. It turned out it was for this. And then the idea was raised of, like, maybe we can just integrate it in the director or in the Bosch CLI and have it available for everybody. And yeah, then this RFC was created, and then while reading through it, I started to look. It occurred to me that it looked like really similar. Like, basically, it's streaming logs from different instances, right? That is in the end what's happening. And I remember that we already have something like that in the Bosch CLI, where you can do a tail -F, I think, to follow logs, to tail the logs of the different instances. So I was wondering, how does that actually work? And then it turns out that's just going over SSH. So it's just doing a Bosch SSH under the hood and doing some, like, magic, and then just using that to stream the logs from all the instances to the Bosch CLI, which actually isn't that bad for, like, for like for what for how often you would be using this, right? It is really useful if you need it, but you're not going to be using this daily, right? Sometimes you have, like, a really specific issue, and then it's really useful to be able to do a distributed packet capture. But having a running system, or like a running API and a different agent on all the instances, is a bit much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's I guess where we are at now. We're in this stage where a complicated system has been built, which is working, but the question is now being raised, is like, is that the right way to do it, or should we go with a simpler architecture? There's even more comments. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is, oh, I see. I haven't read everything. So apparently there has been a lot more discussion.
But they're in the similar direction. I checked them.
Okay, there's more things to it.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very nice. Yes. Lots of I don't know how do we go from where do we go from here, right? It's all good arguments, but it's basically like. So I really understand why you need all of this for when you're doing platform things, right? When you're building a platform and you want to offer this as a functionality to end users. Then you would want to do really robust engineering and everything, and it should scale. But on the Bosch side, how often would you be using this? Can we justify adding all this complexity for packet capture on Bosch VMs? I'm not sure. Like that would be the thing to figure out, I guess. Like how much is this used? How much is there a need for this?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like the complex case is gonna be built anyway, right? Because it's needed for CF, which is fine, I think. But then just using all that complexity on the Bosch side as well, just to keep the code bases the same. I don't know if that makes sense, right? It could also be that we just use one bit of it, right? There's one common part where the, I don't know, deduplication or something is happening as a Go package in the CLI, and that's it.
Yeah.
But the performance of the protocol is interesting. Like the fact that it's so streaming binary over a text-based protocol is probably not a good idea.
Does it need to be streamed? Maybe it can be stored for in the temp and then downloaded.
But like with packet captures, you probably want to stream it and like observe something to happen in real time, right? You don't know for how long you want to do the packet capture. Otherwise, it's difficult to time it right.
Also, yeah, it's also correct.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about, like, is there anything people want to add or discuss here? Otherwise, I'll just think about it and respond in thread. I don't know. I have to think a bit about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, I also haven't made my mind yet.
I need to sleep on it a bit.
Yes,
Okay.
over and over.
Okay. Thanks all for joining, and see you all probably next week.
Thank you. Yes, see
Bye-bye.
you then. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.